thanks everybody for coming out. It's been a real pleasure to serve this session. It's been very different. Obviously a different constitution of the governor's office with the new governor, Tim Walz, and a different constitution of our cohort with the addition of Ruth Richardson. It's been a real privilege to serve with her. And then of course the DFL majority in the House. And the dynamic I can say was just significantly, to me anyway, in my brief 3 years here, it seemed that we were able to accomplish quite a bit more, and it was perhaps a little bit more commodious than it has been in the past. So that was good. We all sort of have our areas of expertise, and of course mine, I tend to emphasize quite a bit healthcare, so I'd like to talk just briefly about some of the things that did get done this session in healthcare, and then some of the things that did not get done, and I still have hopes for. One of the biggest bipartisan accomplishments was the opioid stewardship bill. Again, that's a fee on manufacturers, drug manufacturers of opioids that will generate a fund approximating $20 million per year in the state of Minnesota. And those funds will be dedicated to fighting the opioid epidemic with recovery efforts and so forth. In addition, part of that law will restrict prescribing practices for practitioners and will require them to check the prescription monitoring program software before they write a prescription, and all of that should decrease and impact, I think, the opioid epidemic in the state, as well as holding pharmaceutical companies responsible to some extent for their part in it. We worked on a bill that regulates something called pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs. I would guess that 95% of Minnesotans don't know what a PBM is, but almost all of us have given our money to them, and they've had a great say in what the medicines look like that are in our cabinets. They are the corporate middlemen who sort of work between your physician's prescription and when you pick it up at the pharmacy. They decide how much it costs and what specific brand is going to be utilized. Unfortunately, their work has at times been marred by secrecy and kickbacks. So we passed a bipartisan bill, and I served on the conference committee for that bill with the other 3 doctors in the legislature to bring some transparency to their practices and bring some regulatory authority to the state over their practices. I think that will not only improve healthcare in the state, but also will bring down costs. We passed, obviously, the senior care protections bill that will move towards improving care for our elders that are in assisted living facilities, regulating those facilities, and make sure that customers and clients have some protections and rights. I think the final solution, or the ultimate solution to some of the problems we've had with neglect in those facilities, is going to be to professionalize that workforce. Currently, a lot of those workers in care facilities receive $11 or less an hour. It simply lends itself to high turnover and poor quality care, and until we sort of treat them as professionals, I don't think we're going to solve the problem fully. I can tell I'm reaching the end of my time already. I'll continue in future sessions to work on a public option for healthcare. Governor Walz's current manifestation of that is the One Care proposal, which is excellent. I will continue to work to make sure insulin is accessible to people, whether they can afford it or not, which is simply something as a just and affluent society we have to accomplish. And I'll work on an overall drug oversight commission for our state that will keep an eye on all pharmaceutical prices and have some authority to regulate them should they cross the line. I'll leave the rest to my partners. I'm just going to say one thing about the format tonight. It's our one chance to sort of talk to voters who in a year from now will decide if they want to send us back here. So we are going to ask that only come up to ask a question if you are a constituent. I know sometimes non-constituents do come up and have questions. If you do, please contact our LAs. We can meet with you privately or send you an email. But this is the time for our voters to decide if we're doing the right job.